Hello, sweet June 2010 coming back at you. Just getting off work, you know, cold morning, starting to get really cold. Not looking forward to the winter. I'm really not looking forward to it at all. Um, I really, am really bothered by something. It's been bothering me for quite some time. Quite a few years. I think I'm gonna talk about in this blog. I'm gonna talk about terrible stereotypes that are used against black women. The stereotypes in general are ignorant. The stereotyping people in general is really stupid. But I want to address the stereotypes that are directed towards black women specifically. That really, really makes me angry, and it really, really upsets me because it's just not fair to us. It's not right. And particularly, a lot of these stereotypes are coming from black men. What's up with that? I want to talk about that because this is something that bothers me all the time, and I know that it bothers a lot of other black women too. So I'm going to address it. I'm going to name off some of the stereotypes that I commonly hear, specifically coming from black men. They say black women are loud. They say that we have attitudes. They say that we're ghetto. And they say, a lot of times they be saying a lot of us are overweight. A lot of times they say in relationships we're domineering, we're controlling. We want to, like to run our men. Particularly, saying that now it's a new one that's coming out that's tripping me out, just blowing my mind out the water. And this one is like, now I'm hearing a lot of black men on message boards and blogs saying that we can't cook. Where did that come from? Where the heck did that come from? Talking about we can't cook. Now, what black woman do you know that can't cook? I'm reading along message boards and I'm this over the past year or so, couple years maybe. Black men are saying this, that all of a sudden now we can't cook now. What is up with that? I know I can cook, and I know my sister can cook, my mother can cook, every black woman in my family can cook. Just about every black woman I know that can cook. Now I don't know, maybe they might be talking about the younger generation of black women, but most black women I know can cook. That's a new one I've been hearing, and I'm like, wait a minute, where are they getting this idea that we can't cook? I'm like, what? This completely blows me out the water. And just all kinds of negative stereotypes. Back in the day, and even now, black people in general have gotten stereotyped by white people. We're still getting stereotyped. Black women still get stereotyped over the decades by white people. And now, to add insult to injury, we got to hear those same stereotypes, sometimes even worse stereotypes, from my own men. What is up with that? I mean, why is black men stereotyping us so bad? And the one thing I want to address is that stereotypes are ignorant. I think if you consider yourself an intelligent person, like I consider myself an intelligent person, common sense would tell me that not all people are the same. Why would you take, what I don't understand is why would you take, like you've met some people that may fit these characteristics. Now, why would you take a whole race of women and put that whole race of women in that category, in that same category? Like, for example, a brother meet a sister that maybe has an attitude, or she may be ghetto, or whatever kind of negative stereotype that he's labeling, that he sees in her, and all of a sudden, the millions of other black women all over the country fits that same stereotype. To me, that shows a lot of ignorance. It shows lack of intelligence. And a lot of times when I'm reading these message boards and stuff, and on blogs, and then black men are saying these things, I'm saying, well, that's ignorance. I said, because common sense should tell them that obviously not all black women are the same. And then I'm seeing a lot of videos where black men are just saying black women are this, black women are that. You know, black women have attitudes, and we're ghetto acting, and I don't consider myself a ghetto black woman. I mean, if you would listen to some of my blogs, you could tell that I'm not ghetto. You know, and I don't consider myself a ghetto black woman. And then another one I keep hearing is when a black woman is approached by a black man, she, you know, I don't do that. I mean, if some people be telling me, you know, you smile all the time, and when somebody speaks to me, I always smile. That's my personality. I smile and say hi to them. You know, a brother at the gym is always speaking to me, and I always smile and speak to the brother. You know, and he's very, you know, gentlemanly, and you know, because I can kind of pick up people's spirit, and I can tell when you're being a gent and when you're not. And he approaches me with respect and being very gentlemanly, and he speaks to me, and I smile and I speak to him back. And it's a lot of brothers that'll, you know, come at me with respect, and you know, and I think too, brothers got to watch, you know, how you approaching women. Women, one thing about us women, we don't like to be treated like sex objects. I know I don't. I don't want a man to approach me. It's a certain way that I want a man to approach me, because I figure I carry myself with respect and everything. That's how I want to be approached. And I don't want no man to be approaching me, you know, like I'm some type of you know, sex object. We don't like to be treated as sex objects. We want to be treated like human beings, and, you know, want to be approached with respect. And black women are not any different than, I stated in one of my other blogs, that we're the same as all the other women. We have the same feelings, same emotions, and everything. And sometimes if you step at us wrong, now we express things a little bit differently. But if you come at us the wrong way, and if you come at us in a rude way or disrespectful way, then yeah, you know, you may get a little bit of an attitude. So, you know, you got to check how you know, approaching a woman. You know, maybe you need to check yourself and see how you approaching these women. Because if I know if a man don't approach me the right way, I'll be like, you know. And so black women got feelings. We got feelings just like any other race of women. And sometimes, you know, black men don't want to acknowledge that. You know. So, I mean, you know, these stereotypes need to stop. And I'm just getting sick of listening to these blogs and reading these message boards where black men are. It's ignorance. It's ignorance. You know, if you consider yourself an intelligent person, you wouldn't even do that. You know? I mean, why would you take, you know, I've met this, you know, I've seen these set of black women with these characteristics. Well, I guess all the rest of them, you ain't met the rest of the black women in the country. How do you know that? You know, how do you know that? And then, you know, instead of, And then it creates discrimination within the black race. It creates racism and discrimination within the black race. It's just ridiculous. We need to stop all this stuff. Because now then, when you meet a black woman, you're automatically gonna assume that she's gonna be like the rest of them you met. Is that fair? She could be a nice young lady. She could be a nice lady. Is that fair to do that to her? It's not fair. Stereotypes, and this is what keeps us black women from, meeting a nice black man and stuff, because, we're being stereotyped too much. It's just ridiculous. It's bad enough that we have to get stereotyped from other races of people, and then we got to get it from our own men. We have to get stereotyped from our own men. It's not right. It's not right. It's not fair to the millions of good black women that's out there. And it's ignorance. It's not loving. It's not. It just doesn't show. It shows lack of intelligence on your part. Because common sense will tell you that obviously not all black women are the same. You have to judge a person by the content of their character, not by their race, but the content of their character. And I'm really, really getting tired of being discriminated against from my own men. It's bad enough to have to deal with it from the white people. That's bad enough. And then you get it when you're with your own race. Wow. I'm really getting tired of that. Brothers are supposed to have our backs. If you meet a bad woman of another race, you're not going to stereotype her. See, why is it that when you don't stereotype them, but you're quick to stereotype us? Well, that's a whole nother blog. I'm not even going to get into that. That's a whole nother blog. But it just really bothers me. I need to address this because this really bothers me. It's crazy. I consider myself a nice person. I try to treat people with respect. Talk to people with respect, and I try to carry myself in a decent and respectable manner. But then I have to get labeled like ghetto. I have to get labels like ghetto and attitude and all this, along with some of the other black women that you might have ran into. Is that right? And it's a lot of good black women out here that don't deserve those labels. I mean, it's just ignorance. It's ignorance. It shows lack of intelligence. Because common sense, like I've ran into black guys with certain specific characteristics, but am I going to say all black men are like that? No, it's ignorance. It's ignorance. It don't even make any sense to do that. Obviously everybody is different. Not one, two people, not even identical twins are the same, have the same personality. And you got some people, you got some black women they weren't even raised in the black community. They was raised around a lot of white people. And they're a totally different personality. Sometimes you're a product of your environment. You got black women that weren't even raised in the black community. And she's totally, got a totally different personality. But you gonna label her as ghetto too? It's not right. It's a lot of intelligent black women out here that carry themselves with respect and articulate, intelligent, educated, Christians, all that. Why should we be put in the same category as some of the black women that probably do have those characteristics? But to be truthful, most black women I know don't even act like that. And I'm just getting tired of us being stereotyped unfairly. It's not fair to us. It's not right. And we really shouldn't. Brothers should really open up their mind and just try to get to know me first. Get to know me first, and then make your assumption. Get to know me first, and then make your assumption. And then you can say, okay, she's this way or whatever. But get to know me first before you judge me. Don't look at me and say, okay, she's a black woman. Okay, she's like the rest of them. You haven't even got a chance to get to know me yet. How do you know that? Once you get to know me, you might be like, oh, okay, she's straight, she cool, she ain't like the rest of them. It's not right. It's not right. It's unfair. Okay, I just want to address it because I know it bothers a lot of other black women, and it sure bothers me. Because I'm getting tired of looking at these blogs on here, reading in these message boards. Black women are this. All black women do not have attitudes. I repeat, not all black women have attitudes. And if a black woman gives you an attitude, maybe you're giving her a reason to have an attitude. Maybe you're approaching her the wrong way. So brothers, be careful about your approach. If you're being disrespectful to her, like I say, we're just like all the other races of women. We have feelings like all the other races of women. We're no different. We have the same feelings, the same emotions as all the rest of the women. We're no different. And we want to be treated with respect and talked to nicely and treated nice and respectfully like all the other races of women. You know, why would you even think anything different? You know? And so, you know, you have to be careful how you approach people. Because, you know, if you're not approaching black women the right way, then she gets offended. Well, can't you understand why? You know? We don't like that. We deserve respect. You wouldn't want somebody approaching your mama like that. You wouldn't want nobody to disrespect your mama. So it's the same difference, you know? Tired of all the stereotypes. I'm tired of black women being stereotyped. It's ridiculous. Stop stereotyping us. Judge us by the I want to be judged by the content of my character, not according to I am a woman that happens to be black. Plain and simple. Judge me by the content of my character. Don't judge me. Don't look at me and say, oh, well, she's like the rest of them. No. Get to know me first and then judge me. Okay? Then you decide what type of person I am. But get to know me first. You might decide that, oh, well, right, she's all right. Because I am. You know, like some brothers, they speak to me. Hi, how you doing? You know? Because I'm not like that. I don't walk around with a chip on my shoulder. Because that's just not my personality. So, I just, you know, might even stop to talk to you. Because that's just, I'm a people person. I've always been that way. So, I'm just saying, the stereotypes against black women needs to stop. Yeah. Open up your hearts and your minds, brothers. All right. Sweet June 2010, I'm out.